me tell you something. This is an awesome spot to access with a kayak. Stand up you can do, but there's a couple spots you got to go under branches and things. It's easy to do in a kayak. You also want to make sure the water's up, like I said, at least a foot. We did it before with it up about a foot. It's about 2 feet up now. In this area is there's the river walk. You can see straight ahead. We just passed Azalea, and that's Willows over there. And right on the left is the cove, which most people just paddle right by. You don't realize it's right here. So the marker is the river walk off of Willows over there. And it's just upriver, river left. And right here, generally it looks like it's impassable because there's a sandbar right here. But the secret is to get over to the far right. There's a canal. Always, you can see even the sandbar's there now. You gotta get all the way to the right. And then you have your little channel that's deeper. And right now, because the water's coming down, we're gonna have a pretty strong, you can see the current flowing out. Look at that, that's just draining back there. So when the river goes up, this current reverses, follows this canal surprisingly far. And then there's this super secret surprise at the end of this, which is amazing. So sit back and enjoy. And this is not an easy paddle right now. This current is really draining. So for all you Georgia Bulldog fans, it's a good time now to kind of just put your hands over your eyes. You can pick up this part of the tour in a minute because this little canal is home to the swamp thing. And every time I come in here, I always forget to bring my Georgia Bulldog sticker. But I've seen this pontoon boat a few times upriver, and it's when the water's before my feet. See, easily be able to get out in that condition. Alright, just avert your eyes. Look at the beautiful stuff on the left. Bulldog dance. Look at all that nice nature. Yep. Alright, now you can rejoin the tour. Open your eyes. Yeah, this area is draining out, man. This is... Kick made the fatal flaw. He cut it short, and then he beached himself. You gotta stay. It's a real narrow channel right all the way around the bank here. And then here you are. I'm telling you, people, this is a hidden gem. It's a hidden gem. Nobody knows it's back there. Very few people do, because you just don't see it. Like, this is the view, you know, from out here, and you just don't see it. You're past it before you even have a chance to see that canal. turnaround on Willow Road, and this is another really great. You may not think it's a secret spot because you're going to say, "Oh yeah, Willow Creek by the turnaround. I know where that is. I see the lake, etc., etc." But when the water is up like this, you can do this. You can actually go up Willow Creek from here all the way to the water treatment plant up on Lower Roswell Road. And believe it or not, it's a very scenic trip. You got homes on the left and right when you get back in here, and it gets very narrow and just very scenic. And hopefully today, it's not as high as I'd like it to be, because you can literally go all the way to the water plant when it's maybe another foot. But we'll go back in here as far as we can today, and see what we see. And see, I've been in this lake. Let's, there's one spot just to the left of him. Clear that out a little bit. Get through that. I wish we could get through that. Oh. Yeah, we're bottoming it out right here. Alright, well. He knows it. He's standing over there like, yeah, come and get me now, bro. Alright, well, yeah, we need that extra foot. And it goes another half mile or so. But it's nice to see this bird. Another awesome semi-secret spot. Probably more people know about this. It's all the back waterways, canals, in and around off the river. That I just call it the Gold Branch canals, because Gold Branch hiking trails are the border. But these waterways parallel the river, so you can head down this and you can pop out where the Hunt Cliff is, the jumping rock, or you can keep on going and go all the way down. There's waterways when it's high all the way down to the dam, Waterfalls Dam. So lots to explore back here. I recommend it highly. You can spend a day just doing this back in here, and again, not have to worry about coming back out. You can get out in many spots along the way to the left and get back to the river. Take that little channel to the left and it would dump you right at the cliffs where they jump, right below that big white house there. But today, because the water's up a little bit, we're going to go down this right side, which kind of hugs the Gold Branch Trail. It's beautiful down here. Gold Branch Trail, you need to. The trail is 15 feet to the right here. It's a beautiful trail. It's like a 6-mile loop, I think, off of Willows Road. It's gorgeous. All right, Joe called this spot. We found a little sideway here. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen, that's a perch. Beautiful. That is a perch, right? Yeah. And if you get some of these that are bigger, these things are delicious.
That's a good size.
Wow. The largemouth?
Yep. That's a good size.
Look at the red leaves on this tree. Yeah, like they're either green or bright red. It's gorgeous, isn't it? What kind of tree is that? Anybody watching this video knows what kind of tree that is, please let me know. That's beautiful. It's not something you see every day. That's Joe and I's favorite colors. Look at that, that's gorgeous. Is this your hammock spot? Oh, that's a nice spot. So I had to come back up the river a little bit. We went through the canals over by Gold Branch. Joe set up his infamous hammock setup and is taking a little nap. And I'm just paddling back up here where Hunt Cliff is directly in front of us. And I posted numerous things about Hunt Cliff. I mean, it's a beautiful sight in and of itself. And I was just paddling up here. I mentioned there's bald eagles in the area. And you see all the birds. I saw a bald eagle just a second ago flying over the trees. So I turned the video on. And now you start seeing other birds flying around all of a sudden. That's because bald eagles in the area.